Hi, this lesson is about the irregular preterite part 2. Hola, esta lección es sobre el pretérito indefinido irregular, parte 2. Hi, welcome again to Spanish for London. I am Laura, and today we will continue with part 2 of the irregular preterite. Now it's time to study the strong irregularities, los irregulares fuertes. They are called in this way because they are really irregular. So they modify not only the stem or the root, but they also have their own endings. Tienen terminaciones propias. So let's see first the endings. Fortunately, all the verbs which are strong irregulars, los irregulares fuertes, take the same endings. So the endings that I wrote here in red are the same for all the verbs comprised in this group. In my example, I put the verb tener, to have, which is I had, yo tuve, you had, tuviste, he or she had, or even you formal, tuvo, we had, tuvimos, you all had, tuvisteis, and they or you formal had, tuvieron. So tuve, tuviste, tuvo, tuvimos, tuvisteis, tuvieron is the preterite for tener. So now, if you see the endings here, you will notice that the forms for yo tuve, I had, and for él y ella, he had or she had, él tuvo o ella tuvo, do not carry a written accent. Okay, so do not put accents in these forms because in the regular forms you have accents here, but not in this group of verbs. And the other thing which is easy for you is that all the verbs which are strong irregulars have exactly the same endings. It doesn't matter if the verb ends with ar, or ir. You have to put these endings always. Good. Now, you see, todos los verbos irregulares fuertes llevan las mismas terminaciones. So all the strong irregular verbs take the same endings. I will show you now 3 verbs. Tener, the same verb that you saw in the last slide, to have. Estar, one of the verbs for to be, and andar, which means to walk. You can say, I go walking to the school, voy andando a la escuela, o voy caminando a la escuela. So one meaning is caminar, to walk. Andar or caminar are synonyms. And the other important meaning of this verb is to work, talking about the machine. For example, when I say my computer works well or my computer doesn't work very well, we say mi ordenador anda bien o mi ordenador no anda muy bien. So, tener, estar, andar. These 3 verbs have the same irregularity in the preterite. They take UV. You see, UV, UV, UV. So, I had, yo tuve, I was there, estuve allí, or I walked for 3 hours, anduve 3 horas. So, tuve, tuviste, tuvo, tuvimos, tuvisteis, tuvieron, past tense, preterite for tener. Estuve, estuviste, estuvo, estuvimos, estuvisteis, estuvieron, preterite from estar, and anduve, anduviste, anduvo, anduvimos, anduvisteis, anduvieron, preterite for andar. Remember also, this is absolutely important to remember, that this tense, the preterite, is exactly the simple past in English. So the correspondence for the preterite in English is the simple past. Good. Now, of course, if the forms for tener are tuve, tuviste, tuvo, tuvimos, tuvisteis, tuvieron, if you have another verb, for example, contener, to contain, detener, to stop, mantener, to maintain, or sostener, to sustain or to hold something. Of course, these are same verb with a prefix, with some other letters that you add at the beginning to change the meaning of the word. This is called the prefix. So, when you conjugate one of these verbs, of course, the forms are the same. So if tener es I have, yo tengo in the present, and I had, yo tuve in the past, for contener will be contengo, contuve. For detener, detengo, detuve. For mantener, mantengo, mantuve. For sostener, sostengo, sostuve. So you conjugate in the same way. Now, these two verbs, decir and traer, which are to say and to bring, take J in the preterite. So I said me is dije, and I brought is traje. So dije, dijiste, dijo, dijimos, dijisteis, dijeron. So as I said, you said, he or she or you formal said, we said, you all said, and they or you formal plural said. Dije, dijiste, dijo, dijimos, dijisteis, dijeron. So now, I brought, you brought, etc. Traje, trajiste, trajo, trajimos, trajisteis, trajeron. So remember, decir and traer take J in the preterite. Another important thing, when you have a J here, you don't say dijeron. You do not write the I here because the J has a very similar sound. So you drop the I and after J you write only eron, not ieron. Dijeron and trajeron. Okay? Remember that the ending for they, for ellos, is ieron. Do you see? Ieron. Ieron, ieron, but with a J and with an ñ also, you put only eron due to the pronunciation. So same happens when you have an ñ here. For example, they had a quarrel, riñeron, no riñeron with the I. Good. Let's continue now. These three verbs, querer, to want, venir, to come, hacer, to do or to make. These three verbs take I in the root for the preterite. So, I wanted, yo quise. I came, yo vine. I did or I made, yo hice. So, take a look. Quise, quisiste, quiso, quisimos, quisisteis, quisieron, with the I. Vine, viniste, vino, vinimos, vinisteis, vinieron, with the I. Hice, hiciste, hizo, hicimos, hicisteis, hicieron, with the I. So remember, querer, venir, hacer, take I in the preterite. Now, take a look at hacer. Hacer is a verb with a C. So I have the C in the conjugation. But then suddenly I changed for Z here. This is because of the pronunciation. If I write C here, I have to pronounce ico, but I do not do that. I say hizo. That's why we write Z here. Remember also that we speak Spanish in more than 20 countries. That's why you have different pronunciations in some countries and even in different regions of the same country. This happens all the time in Spain. You have different pronunciations in different regions in Spain, which is not a very big country. So as a result, you will hear hice, hiciste, hizo, or as I pronounce, hice, hiciste, hizo. This is absolutely correct. So if somebody tells you that there is only one form to pronounce, it's because this person doesn't know anything about phonetics and phonology. You have to know this when you teach a language. Now, to remember, for example, the verb venir, I will give you a little tip for you. The word vino means wine. So when you say I drink wine or I do not drink wine, you say no bebo o no tomo vino. But it's also he, she came, or even new formal came, vino. So if you remember this phrase, he came to drink wine, él vino a tomar vino, you will remember that vino is wine and he or she came. So you will remember vine, viniste, vino, vinimos, vinisteis, vinieron. Good. And that's the end of part 2. Now, remember, we will continue with the last part of strong irregulars in part 3, and I will finish this lesson in part 3. Ok, nos vemos en la última parte de esta lección. See you in the last part of this lesson. Adiós.